Do you want to design a beautiful and visually engaging course without having to use any code? In this video, we are taking a look at Loree Design and how you can use it within Canvas. Hey guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be taking a look at Loree Design from SoaringEd. This is a company that's based out of Australia, and Edina, she is wonderful. She's going to give you a demo on all the amazing things that Loree Design can do, so that way you can build a beautiful course seamlessly without having to use any code. All right, guys, let's get into this video because it's a really exciting one, and I just can't wait to show you this teacher time-saving tool. All right, everyone, I am so excited today. This is my first international company that I get to feature, and this is a very cool one. Loree Design, we're gonna learn all about it from Edina. So Edina, tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us about Loree Design, and we'll just get right into it.
Love getting right into it. Well, thank you for the warm intro, and I've been watching your channel and a little bit of a fangirl on the side for a couple of years now, so it's very cool to get an opportunity to do this. But Loree, a little bit about Loree. So Loree essentially came about 7 odd years ago, and it came about from watching firsthand teachers struggling to build responsive, on-brand, and consistent course pages. You know, there was always like, oh, tweak here, that broke, tweak here, that image is really large for some reason. And so watching this pain, we had this thought to ourselves where we were like, there has to be a better way. There has to be something that we can do, or a tool that maybe we can build that's going to help address this pain that we're seeing educators experience every day. And so that gave birth to the idea of Loree. And, 7 odd years later, here she is. And here I am. And I've been the product owner of Loree for longer than I care to admit. But yeah, it's been a couple of years now that she's been we always joke in the business, my first baby. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit about the journey. And really, when we think about Loree, it has been designed and built for teachers first. So we've kept educators in mind, and we've thought about that really when it comes to the approach of the tool, when it comes to sort of like reducing some of that cognitive overload, keeping things simple, or simplified, I should say. That's just a little bit about the tool, myself, and how we've come to be here today.
Love it. I love anything that is teacher oriented. It's just my jam. And so I'm so excited to have you. Thank you for coming. You're right. The design elements are something that teachers want, and they want to be able to do consistently. And so I'm excited for you to demo the tools and kind of show all the options and capabilities that Loree has to offer. So let's get into it.
So today I'm going to be sharing, as you've said, Loree Design, but really what I want to do is demonstrate how we can enable teachers to build those engaging, as you said, as I've said, consistent but accessible, beautiful learning experiences. And really the aim of the tool, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can just dive on in there. The aim of the tool is to save educators time, give that time back to focus on the things that they really do best, which is teach. And so hence we've built a tool that is reliant on zero code, zero HTML knowledge, but allows you to still build those wonderful web-like experiences. Loree is, I should say, upfront, a Loree LTI 1.3 tool, and it can be configured directly within your Canvas instance. It's going to be available via the left-hand navigation in Canvas and can be accessed by teachers, designers. Really, you can manage who has access to the application, but we do a little hard code out for students. So if anybody with a student role attempts to jump on in, we're going to lock them out. This is Loree here. She's open. What I'm going to do is within a second tab, I'm going to open the modules view within Canvas so you can see how quickly that content is going to translate over when we hit save. You'll notice that we've gone down the approach where we start with modules first. This is generally a very common way of building out that content. Within Loree, however, you can, of course, navigate and edit, navigate direct to and edit pages, the introductions of assignments, discussions, and also your syllabus page. At this point, I'm going to collapse my left-hand navigation in Canvas. I'm going to go on over here and open a page called Smooth Sailing. That's what this morning is going to be, smooth sailing. Over here, I've just got a header, tips, and bullet points. We've done this natively within Canvas. I often get asked this question when I demonstrate the tool, which is, okay, what if I already have content in Canvas? Will it work in Loree? Yes, it will. We will allow you to edit, obviously, images. You can update videos, text, headers, tables, anything of that nature you'll be able to open with Loree, even if it's lived there for eons within Canvas. So heading on back over to Loree, let's dive on into the editor. And what I want to do today is focus on sort of 3 core features that we believe are going to really add value to the classroom, both in helping educators build those wonderful experiences, but then also in helping support learners, ensuring it's accessible, and then increasing that satisfaction and engagement with the material. So first on up, this is the page that we've opened there, and I want to dive on in and show you how quickly we can actually turn this into a powerful, meaningful course homepage that's not just text. And what I want to do is introduce you to those items. The very first one is going to be Loree Templates. So Loree Templates is a library of templates that you can begin to curate and build and then share via a different mode of ways. So firstly, we have global templates. Global templates are templates which are built and shared across an entire institution. That means everybody globally can have access to these same templates. Really great way to help promote that consistency within a school. You can obviously also see we've got private templates here. These are my templates as an individual builder. You can see this is all I do with my spare time, build templates. This is a library that you will create over time and that will follow you in different accounts and across sub-accounts as you build more as a teacher or a designer. We also have shared, and sharing allows you to share within particular sub-accounts. So it's a really nice way to create a pack of templates that are shared potentially across faculty, across year level, ensuring that the templates that educators have access to are relevant for them, for their year level, for their particular course type or what have you. And then we've got here Loree Templates. Loree Templates is our free pack of templates. So all of our customers, everybody within our community gets to start with some templates that they can start to play with. We are continuously looking to grow this library and also really encourage and welcome our community's feedback and guidance as to what this library might look like. So we have a couple of scenarios, anything from sort of a home page, a module overview page. We have some activity blocks, watch, read, learn, do before, do after class. So some items of this nature that we've already preset so that educators can get on in there and just start to play and explore without feeling the need to start from scratch, which can be really daunting, especially when you're thrown into a new tool. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select this little template here. Science class, you can see when I hover over it or when I select it, I've got a big, large preview view. I'm going to insert this template into my page. Alrighty, what I'm going to do is I obviously need to update this content so that it's relevant to my art therapy course. So let's dive on in and do that. Firstly, what I can do is copy and paste to update headers. So I can go ahead and copy new content, paste it in, and it's going to retain the style that was previously set as part of the template. I'm going to go ahead and remove content that's not relevant for this particular course because it's not a science course. And then I can just go in and populate that with my own content. What I can do is I can take entire elements, I can copy them, and I can paste them into new rows. That means you're not retyping, you're not needing to manually copy, manually paste anywhere. You can just go ahead and move these blocks and pieces around. I can also go ahead and take these bullets and I can say I'm going to copy them. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and insert them down here. So paste under there. So I've got my key bullets. When I'm confident that I've got all the content that was previously visible on the page in Canvas, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And now we can keep editing our template. So to update this image, we're going to double click and we're going to go ahead and replace that with a new image. Firstly, you can see a variety of images here. The default view is going to be images that are already present in your Canvas course files. You don't have to go hunting for them. You can, of course, upload new images from your desktop. The act of hitting save to LMS will also save that image into your Canvas files. Then we have user images. We also have a rich icon library with quite literally thousands of icons there available for you. And we've got Loree images. And these are images that are essentially shared via templates. And it's a great way of ensuring that everyone has access to them and they don't break for different users because they may not have access to the original file. So we'll go ahead and select this new banner here. We do have support for alt text for images, title attributes for videos, captions for tables. We also have an accessibility checker built into the application that will check for upwards of 95 accessibility rules. So it's going to help you there, ensuring that you structure accessible content. In this instance, we'll just go ahead and flag it as decorative. We'll add that image and that's going to update for us. There we go.
Do those sync up with the Canvas page as well? So if I were to like edit the Canvas page on the Canvas side, could I see the same thing?
Yes, yeah. So you would be able to see the accessibility checker items that are flagged within Loree. Let's say it's a color contrast item. If you went to the Canvas Rich Content Editor natively, you would see that same item flagged, and or vice versa. If you rectified it in Canvas, then opened it later in Loree, then that would appear as having been rectified, or it wouldn't be flagged as an issue.
Super cool.
Yes, there's that sort of, I refer to it as a backwards compatibility, if you will, where we're not fighting the rich content editor, but in essence working with it and alongside content already previously produced via the rich content editor. Go back on down to our template design. I, as an art teacher, Miss Edina, fabulous art teacher, I'm not a big fan of this navigation. I may want to build my own. So I'm going to show you how easy it is now to manipulate very quickly a template that's already been shared and popped in place. So I'm going to select this particular row. I'm going to go ahead and insert a new one here. I can add a custom. I want to go ahead and add a blank one. And within this row, I'm going to go ahead and pick my own navigation. I like the idea of using an icon and text. So I'm going to select style 2 here. Over here, I'm going to double click this and I'm going to show you that icon library I was talking about. I may wish to go ahead and pop a home icon there, and I will link this so it always redirects learners back to the home page, irrespective of where they are in their course journey. I like this one here with the smoky chimney. Gives me great cottage vibes. This is our home icon. Go ahead and add it. There it is. I'm really chuffed with that. Now I can go ahead and update this content so that it suits me. So I may want to do modules here. This is going to be support, and so on and so on. When I'm happy with the style and the way that I've developed this particular item, I can then go ahead and select each of these text items and link them to areas within the course and or files or what have you. So I'll show you how quick it is to do that. I'm going to go ahead and insert link. You can see the default view is going to be my modules. If I wanted to go ahead and link that to a particular or direct page within this particular course, I can do that as well. So I may wish to link that to here we go. We'll go homepage with objectives and teacher overview. Wonderful. Let's link it to that. Apply. That's got a link now that's applied to it. That style is set by the admin dashboard as part of your themes. So you can set what some of these items look like as a default. So you're not continuously needing to manipulate them as you go on your journey. I may wish to now move this navigation to the top. I want it to be at the very top of my page underneath my powerful art course banner. There I am. I'm going to go ahead and select the previous navigation and we'll delete that. Yep, I feel really confident with this decision. Let's go move it out of here. Now we've added our art therapy content. I have a video placeholder here. If I wanted to update this, I can go ahead and double click and I can go ahead and update that. So I've got no courses found within, no videos found within my course. So we don't have to go down that route. But we could go ahead and update that to an external link if we wanted to, or look at embedding a Canvas Studio video, which we also support. Down here, we've got our course learning objectives. Let's say I'm just going to go ahead and make this art instead of science, and I'll go ahead and remove a couple of these. They're not relevant, but some are. I can add additional content. I can remove whatever it is that I want. I've got a getting started here item. I can again go ahead and select that and link it. I may say, you know what, my class doesn't have any of this really dark green in it, so I'm going to go ahead and change that to something pink, something in line with my course. I can select the background item. I've got a full view of a color spectrum here. We have an accessibility checker built into the color picker, so it will allow you to know if the contrast is going to be off and fail whilst you're making that selection. So we're going to go ahead and pick something nice and dark so that there's a great contrast. There we go. That passes. You can, as an institution, hide this from particular users as well and enable simply advanced. And this will stop things from like, look, I'm a lover of fuchsia. I do it a lot, must admit. It's not always the most accessible thing on a white screen. So what an organization can do, or an institution I should say, is they can go ahead and omit that and then provide a clear palette that's on brand, ensuring that consistency across everything that's been produced. So you have that flexibility there as well. But we know this passes, and I'm a lover of pink, so love that that passed. Now, that's a template that we've inserted. We've manipulated and moved around content that was previously visible in Canvas. And let's say we're really happy with this and we're really chuffed. We're going to go ahead and hit save to LMS. As we're saving to LMS, what we're doing is we're forming an accessibility check of this page top to toe. This is successful. There are no issues on our little accessibility doodad. Had we made an issue, this would be letting us know that there's an issue. It would walk us through it, but it's telling us awesome work. So we're pretty good at accessibility. Let's head on over to smooth save. detailing. This was what the page looked like before. Text, header. This is what the page looks like post having applied a Loree template and moving some of those components around. So you can see how easy it is. There's our navigation. There's our new welcome to our class banner. We've got our text here, bullet points, video, some updates that we made here. This particular button changes the color of, and we can of course look to add or remove anything as we wish. We also linked modules, so I'll show you what that experience looks like. We linked it to another page within the course. There it is, the original template that we started with before we started to make any of those changes. So that's one of the very first, I guess, key features and areas of Loree where we feel really add value. You can see that I've probably talked more at you than it physically took me the time to edit that template to make it relevant for my class and then to ensure that my learners were having that experience within Canvas. The sort of second main area that I'd love to dive into is our Loree Interactives, which allows educators and designers to build a number of interactive or layout-based elements that help reduce scroll fatigue on screen, so using things like accordions, tabs, but also help promote some engaging with content, flipping, clicking, hotspots, what have you. So we'll dive on in and I'll show you how to build one of these and embed it in page on the spot. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pick where I want to add this interactive. So I may wish to go and add it, let's say, in this particular column here, or I may wish to say, you know what, between my teacher notes and my objectives, I'm going to go ahead and add a new row. And you can see we have a variety of row styles already available. If I select two, many options there for you. Everything is going to be automatically responsive. And I often get asked that, oh, what about on mobile? We test our templates using the native mobile apps as well.
Really?
So it's all going to fall in line. Yes, sirree.
That's awesome, because that's like the one thing that many applications I've seen that they don't transfer well to the Canvas app. That's really awesome.
Yeah, no, we definitely do. And then also we work, there's some institutions where they have some of their own custom CSS and some things they've already built or put in place, and we'll work with them to ensure that then whatever we're doing with Loree fits in line with any customizations they've already invested in within their LMS space as well. So let's head on back over to our elements, which I didn't touch on much since I dived straight into templates, but you can see there's a library here all available out of the box for our users to engage with. And in this instance, I'm going to navigate to Loree Interactives and we'll build one on the fly right now and see how easy that is to do. So again, similar to when you went to templates, we have a couple of different options available. You can make interactives global and lock them from editing. So a really great scenario or a use case for this might be, hey, we've got a Canvas student support module. We've built it in a tab format. We know that every course is going to need this and we don't want teachers editing it. We want to have one clear owner. So we're going to go ahead and share that globally and disable it from edit mode. Now everyone can just take that, Canvas support module, stick it in, it's got all the appropriate links, done. So that's a use case that we see quite often in use of the global function. We have private and then we also have share with particular sub accounts. In this instance, I'm going to go to create a new Loree Interactive. Alrighty, very quickly, let's just go over some of the interactives and some of those items that are available. So you can do things like accordions tabs, as I touched on before, build a button, there's a multiple choice option, drag and drop, video and image sliders. You can do flip cards, click and reveal, and we've also got hotspot images. In this instance, I'm going to dive in and create a click and reveal interactive and just showcase what that might look like and how that could work. You can see again, same as with the editor, there is no code that is required to create these interactives. Every single one of these interactives has a custom and unique form that asks you for the prompts and the items it needs to help create that item for you. So in this instance, first up, we're going to go ahead and create a name. So this is art is super fun. And I've got a couple of art images that I've pre-prepared. So on my front view here, I'm going to go ahead and insert my media. So I can go ahead and select an image that already exists, or as I mentioned before, I can go ahead and upload one from my desktop. So we'll go ahead and select Starry Night here. Happy with this. We'll just flag it as decorative, but you can of course add alt text to those interactives as well. And the content within our interactives can be read with screen readers too, in case for anyone who is wondering out there. Go ahead and hit add. At the front here, at the very bottom under my image, I can go ahead and resize this. If I want to, under my image, I'm going to go and add the name of the artwork. Down here, let's just pop in some content. Now, I took it upon myself to grab some really quality content from Wikipedia before the session, and I'll just populate these items with some of that content now so that we're not waiting around for me to type very slowly. Let's select our second image, Mona Lisa, and we'll flag that as decorative. Can resize that. Again, that doesn't matter because the cards have a default view and the images will responsively update. And we'll get some more content down here, and we'll do one more card just because why not? And the last one here is going to be my new image here with the pearl earring. There we have it. Now you can preview what that interactive is going to look like out of the box by default before we edit or do anything. This is what that's going to look like. If we want to go ahead and edit it, now we can customize it. So we're going to head on over, and now we can start to sort of manipulate it or edit it, customize it. We can play with things like padding, margin, we can add a border color, we can add some styles, and in this instance we can customize both the front of the card, which is where the image is, and the back as well. So if you want to play with color, contrast, anything of that nature, you have the opportunity to do so. In this instance, what I want to do is on the front, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of a border, and I'm going to apply a nice dark sort of Loree blue, and then I want to apply a border only to a single side so that it has a little bit of a design element to it. So on my front, I'm going to apply that to the left and take the same color code, and on the back of the card, I'm going to go ahead and apply that same color code, but I'm going to apply a border to the right so that they're on opposite ends of each other. Now when I go ahead and preview, you can see that I've got my border here, and when I click, my little border that I've added here. We can also do things like highlight some of the content. So let's say you want to make sure, hey, don't miss anything here. We're going to go and add a nice highlighted yellow, for example. We can add more media. You can add tables within these items, anything of that nature. When we're happy with what we have, we're going to go ahead and hit create. From this view, you can of course go ahead and continue to build more interactive. So head on back if you're in that mindset, in that workflow, or you can say, no, I'm really happy with that. I want to go ahead and embed it. So here it is, embedded within page. We can now go ahead and take this particular item. We can apply a border if we want to the interactive itself. So we can apply a background, we can play with the spacing, padding, margin, all that sort of extra designy stuff, if you will. But again, really to see that translate into LMS, all you need to do is save to LMS, the big button at the bottom here. We're going to go ahead and check the page for accessibility, head on over to our Canvas art page that we'd created, go ahead and refresh, slide on down, and here is our interactive. We're going to go ahead and click through these and we can see the text. And again, just a nice way of ensuring that learners are engaging with content on page and not just being fed image and text, which is so easy to do and often a place where we tend to dip into. So yeah, that's a little bit about Loree Interactives. When it comes to the styles of these, you can go ahead and add more padding and margin. You can center content on the front of the card as well. Again, apply whole background colors, black, make text white, really play with that design as you so choose to. The third feature that I'd love to dive into is to showcase our ability to support the embedding of additional third-party tools. So Loree comes with an admin dashboard portal. That admin dashboard portal allows users to configure certain third-party tools. One of those is Canvas Studio. So we support the direct integration of Canvas Studio, which will allow you to fetch that media and leverage that content. In this instance, what I want to also do is showcase our embed URL element. And this element will allow you to embed third-party tools. So things like Padlet, Flipgrid, ClickView, Panopto Video, Google Docs, Canvas, Decks, surveys, anything, you name it, you can go ahead and embed it easily as inline in page. And this is really great because we acknowledge there are a lot of educators that are using a number of tools and they're building things like really beautiful decks in Canva, and then they want to go ahead and be able to present that or use it in course as well without needing to worry about how to link, what have you. In this instance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate it with a piece of Padlet content, which is something that we commonly see being used. So all you need to do is go ahead and insert the iframe code like so, and then you can give that a title. And then we can go ahead and hit embed, and that's going to embed that content there directly for us. We can select that content now and we can go ahead and play with alignment. You can see it's left aligned by default. Select my alignment. I want to go ahead and center that on my page. If I want to move the Padlet component above the teacher notes, I select my row. My little arrows appear, allowing me to move rows up and down. I refer to this experience as kind of like building on rails or a big bag of Lego. And so you're building a castle, dismantling it, rebuilding it. But that's essentially what you can do here with Loree. I've touched on templates, but each of these individual rows can also be saved as a custom custom row, because it doesn't always make sense that we need a whole page. Sometimes we want a collection of blocks so that we can put page in whatever order or structure we like. And so you have that flexibility and freedom here as well. Let's go ahead and one more time, save to LMS. Let's head on over to our Canvas page, refresh it, and now we can see here's that template with some of those art-inspired updates, linked item at the top there. We've got our click and reveal interactive. We've got our Padlet slideshow embedded here, ready to go, with lots of beautiful quality content there as well. Again, Lorem Ipsum, and our note from the teacher. So there you have it. That's a little bit about Loree, brief intro, showcasing some of those more really powerful tools and features of the application to tie your build experience into one.
Absolutely. This is amazing. I love how you can get so customizable without having to ever go into the HTML editor. Like, you guys thought of everything from borders to corner rounding to the width of the page. There's so many options here. What I love about this as well is just, I feel like many teachers, this is very approachable. It's not so scary. It's user-friendly for sure. So thank you so much. If a teacher or a school is interested and wants to learn more about Loree, how can they get in contact with you guys?
That is a great question. And really, for anyone who's keen to see more, learn more, have a play themselves, we do offer a free sandbox experience as well. You can head on over to SoaringEd.com. There is a contact us section on the website. Just complete that form that comes straight to our team, and we will jump on in, book a session, book a walkthrough, allow you access to a little bit of a sandbox and a play. And really, seeing is believing, and often you need to get in there and have a dabble yourself to just go, okay, wow, yeah, this is fun, it is intuitive, and it will save me time. So yeah, if you're keen, get on over and reach out to us.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much again for coming on the channel, and I will leave the website link in the description below as well. So thank you so much, Edina.
Thank you so much for having us, and a big shout out to all of the existing Canvas Queen subscribers as well. So thanks for watching, everybody, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
I want to give a huge thank you to SoaringEd and Edina for coming on the channel and showing all the amazing things Loree Design can do within Canvas. Again, if you are interested in learning more about Loree, I have the direct link for you in the description below. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.